Hello, this is Hogas, and I am very excited to be back in Monster Hunter Rimworld. I just found out yesterday that this mod is still updating, but it's on GitHub instead of Steam. I guess it's an unstable version. And there were a few errors in the log, like some things not formatted properly. There were a couple of errors, but we'll just give it a go and see what happens. So they have added a bunch of stuff. Now keep in mind, this mod is still for 1.1 only. It has not been updated to 1.2, so it may not be compatible with many other mods. Like, for example, I couldn't get it to run with Dinosauria and more Predators, which is unfortunate because that would be really funny. So I've just made a rudimentary little base here. The mod still doesn't have armor in it. The creator did say they are not going to add armor because it's too much work. Fair enough. So we've got two buildings here. You've seen this one before if you played the mod. It's the barbecue spit. You can cook meat into meat. It could also make hunter meals, which we'll get into in a moment when we do the research. And this is a hunter smithy. It can't make anything at the moment because I actually haven't done the research to get it. So the first one is a Wyverian history, which is a sort of prereq. Let's do the prereq. Then you get the hunter smithy, but you can't actually make anything until you do all of the research. So there's a lot of research, and even the tier 1 weapons you may know are quite powerful. So let's just research all of these now. So there's 4 tiers of each weapon. We've got the blades here, dual blades, greatsword, longsword, and sword and shield. Some of these have more varieties than others that have been completed. So in tier 2 you get Jewel Destroyers, Gendro Blades, Ogre's Jewel, Princess Rapier, Reddening Beaks, Twin Flames, and Wyvern Blade. And these are all made with various monster parts, which you get by destroying monsters. Hunting monsters, I should say. And some of them have quite interesting attacks based on the abilities that they receive from the materials, like elemental attacks. But some of them, even if it says in the description, they don't. Because of course this is still unfinished, this isn't officially released yet. We've got the Gendrone Blades. Now all of these have a move Malice. The Dual Blades do not give as much as, say, the Great Sword, but some of these are extremely slow, which I guess is sort of a balance thing, because you could just wreck anything with these weapons. But it does make you extremely slow, which we'll see in a moment. This is a 50% movement Malice on this Ogre's Jewel, which is a great sword. This is only tier 1, so it might just be like a steel. I don't know, I never used great sword, to be honest. Here's a sword and shield. You can't see the shield because it's not displayed in the graphic, understandable. This is a Wrathian one, so it provides poison on hit. We've got some Kulu dual blades. As you can see, it's -20 for the it's -0.2, which is -20% movement Malice. And Twin Flame is quite interesting. It's Wrath. It's double Wrath, so there's Wrathion and Wrathalos. The Wrathian Blade, of course, deals poison damage, and the Wrathalos Blade, of course, deals fire damage. The way they've done this is pretty much all dual weapons in Rimworld, almost all of them, are just visual. It's actually one weapon, but you can see it has 2 weapons. So this just has a chance of dealing either a poison or a fire attack. So we've got the Wyvern Blade, which is just a regular iron longsword. The metal version of the longsword comes out of the katana, which I was always trying to fight. No, actually, I'm sorry, this is a Wrathalos longsword, which deals fire damage. So yeah, so the tier 1 is just the regular steel, and the tier 2 is getting into some interesting stuff. Tier 3 has Berserker Sword. Here we go, here's the Joe Blade. Still the same movement Malice. This one doesn't seem to have any additional effects, at least not in its description, but we'll see. Some of them, again, because this is unfinished, don't mention if they do anything. Tier 4 doesn't actually do anything, which is fair. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't look at the other things. We've got Diablos Twin Blades. And Diablos, what is this? Gun Blade. Oh, it's a great sword. Right. Oh yeah. I don't think it has the cool animation that Wyvern Ignition does in the game. I don't think any of these are animated, but you know what, that's fine. The art's good enough as it is. Dragon Element is not in the game yet, so this actually has no additional effect. So, the blunt weapon is Hammer and Hunting Horn. Again, the steel ones are just basic. If you see the previous video on this mod, you know that the steel weapons by themselves are absurdly powerful. But, you know, we'll take a look at the other ones. We'll take a look at them in a bit. The hammer is a negative 40% movement balance. The Hunting Horn, as you would expect, does not have any actual songs implemented. It's just a, you just smack people with it. Tier 2, you've got the Puke Hammer. Oh, okay, it doesn't actually have a texture, which is interesting because there is definitely a texture in the files for it. I think maybe, they just haven't set the texture path correctly. That's fine. I mean, I'll see if maybe I could fix it later. So it does apply poison on hit. Then the Bone Hammer. And the Duratos Hammer. It's interesting that these don't have any thumbnails, but I'll see if they appear in game at all. Tier 3 is the Legianna Hammer, which apparently applies hypothermia on hit. I believe that is actually coded in. The Huracan Hammer, which is a Wrathion Hammer, which apparently does fire damage. I am not sure if that's coded in. Tier 4 again does nothing. The mechanical weapons are the Charge Blade and Switch Axe. The Charge Blade doesn't do anything extra at the moment. It does have a shield, negative 30% movement malice. Switch Axe does in fact transform. And it says Axe mode is faster but has lower attacks, while Sword mode is slower but increases attacks. It does say negative 20%. I don't know which form that is. I guess Axe is default. Tier 2 is the Dragon Maiden Axe Wrathian parts. They've made a typo there. That's fine. This is unfinished. Typos are expected. It's negative 20% movement malice. This one doesn't seem to have any poison attacks on it like the other Wrathian weapons yet. Then we've got an improved steel. Does that actually do any extra? I think it's extra armor pen. Let me take a look. So that was 21% and 5.89 EPS. Okay, so it is slightly better. Fair enough. Then we've got the Chrome Machina, which is another switch axe. This looks to just be another steel one, so it just goes up a little bit more. Oh, that's quite a bit more armor pen. And then tier 4 again does nothing. We've got Bose and Insect Glaive. Insect Glaive doesn't have any insects in the game yet, so it's just a regular weapon. Bow, as you can see, is a bow. Negative 30% movement balance. You got the steel bow. There are no projectiles. There are no special arrows in the game yet, I don't think. Insect Glaive, it's fairly normal. Negative 20%. Decent armor penetration. Tier 2 is the Wrathian Bow. It does say it fires poison arrows. In Monster Hunter, your arrows are actually usually based on... I didn't really use bow, to be honest, so I might be wrong here, but I thought that it was based on your ammo type, but I might in fact be thinking of the bow gun. Let me know. Tier 3 does nothing yet, and Tier 4 does nothing yet. So we've got Lances, Gun Lance, and Lance. Okay, so we've got a regular Gun Lance. I don't think that the elemental shells are in the game yet, so they're just a regular shooter. A huge malice. The regular Lance is the same. It does have a shield, which you'll see when it's equipped. Then we've got the Puke Lance, which is a poison. I believe that the poison that they're using, it's not quite the same as the Toxic Claw, it's a different heat diff, but I think it does basically the same thing. Then we've got the Wrathian Gun Lance. There it's snapped. Tier 4, nothing. Then we've got Bow Gun, 2. Basic Steel 1, negative 30% movement malice. Then we've got the Jaguars 1. It says it can fire in 3-round bursts. I don't know if that's in the game, let me check. This one has increased range. It's a, it's a heavy bow gun, right. So there's heavy and light bow guns. And this is a regular light bow gun. Then we've got tier 2, the Anjanath Bow Gun. This is the light bow gun, so it fires, because it's Anjanath, it fires fire ammo. Fire projectiles, rather. Then we've got the Puke one. This is the heavy. Deals poison damage because it's Puke. Then the Duratos fires sticky. I don't know why it's called sticky. It's basically blast ammo, I believe, from what I saw. So I don't know why they call it sticky and not blast, but hey, I've never used blowguns. That might be what it's called in the game. Actually, come to think of it, I think there is sticky ammo in Monster Hunter. Never used it, wouldn't I? I should shut up. Then we've got the Duratos. The water damage I don't believe is in the game yet. That Legianna Pierce. I don't think that's coded yet. And a Titsy one. Titsy doesn't do anything special yet. And then tier 3 is Basil, which also deals blast damage. Then Joe, which deals cluster. I'm not sure how cluster is different from sticky. I guess it's you know, how many projectiles it fires and in what spread, but we'll see. And then Flammen Kanone, which is an Anjanath heavy bow gun. And then tier 4, oh, it does in fact have something. We've got a Nerg heavy bow gun. This is not as powerful as you would expect from a tier 4 weapon, but who knows. And then a Teostra heavy bow gun. It looks pretty intense, it's just a cannon. Okay, so that's all of the weapons. And that's basically it. We're going to actually spawn in some weapons. Oh, I should probably show you how this works first. I don't really think you can get hunter meals in the game yet, but they are coded in. So if you spawn in a... Actually, let me see if I can cook one, maybe. Let me just double check very quickly how you get hunter meals. Okay, so I've just taken another look at the depths, and in fact, yes, you do produce hunter meals, of course, at a stove, and not at the spit, which is only for cooking meat. Fair enough. So let's make a stove. Yep, here it is. You can cook meat and hunter meals. An absurdly large hunter meal that temporarily increases colonist stats. It does require 10 times the amount of ingredients as a regular meal. So I'll spawn one in and see what it does. Okay, so now we have some hunter meals. Let's make a meal of it. Okay, so what does it do? It reduces your pain and increases your movement, sight, consciousness, manipulation, and reduces your tiredness. I think it's not that big of a buff, but I think you're gonna need it. So let's get some weapons. What kind of weapons should we make? First, let me take a look and see if these actually have textures assigned in the game, because they're definitely in the folder. I think maybe they've just not made the texture path quite right. No, it in fact does not have a set texture. I'm going to have to fix that at some point. That's a bit of a shame because the art does look pretty good. Let me just very quickly take a look and see if I can fix this. Okay, I see the problem. The texture files for those three, they're not capitalized, so the game can't find them because they pointed it at a capitalized version, but the actual texture isn't capitalized. That's really simple fix. I'll just rename these files, and I'm actually working on a little mod for this mod, so I'll just see if I can patch that in my version. But if you're looking to run this mod, that's the fix you'll need to put in. Just go into the Hammer folder and just capitalize all of those, and that should be good. Okay, we are back. As you can see, I made that change and this is now working. I've also installed WikiRim, which isn't available on the workshop anymore. Sorry. I didn't make it. So that we could just compare the base stats of these. Let's take a look. I just wanted to double check the Bone Bludgeon is the same as the Steel Hammer stat-wise, because I believe it is. Where is the hammer? Okay, so we've got... Oh, I'm sorry. It doesn't actually say how much damage it does. Well, that's no good. I was sure that that was in WikiRim, but maybe it isn't. Well, we're just going to have to, I guess, hope that we get a similar quality. We didn't, we got a poor. So this one is going to be slightly better because of that. Oh well, I don't think you're here to compare numbers, you could just find those in the defs. But what else can we have here? So those are just tier 1 weapons. Which are kind of boring, to be honest. They do a lot of damage. Let's see if we can hunt some wildlife. Oh, there's some Aptonoths around. Quite a lot of them. Okay. Why don't I just equip some tier 1 weapons, like, say, a great sword. Actually, one of these is a shooter, aren't they? Yeah, okay, let's instead give Nuovo a bow gun or something. You know what, the bow gun's too heavy, isn't it? Let's give him just a bow instead. Okay, let's go hunt those Aptonoths. Oh, okay, so there's not that much of a movement. Yeah, you can see that the hammer is definitely slower. But it seems like they're not moving too terribly slow right now. Which is interesting because the great sword was supposed to be quite slow, wasn't it? Yeah, negative 0.5 use speed. You know, I mean, I guess 0.5 is not that bad. It seems like they're not moving no, never mind, that's very slow. I guess when it's zoomed in, it doesn't look that bad. Okay, let's speed it up a bit. Not terrible, but not great. Wow, 2 hits, okay. Let's ignore the bow then and just try hitting them very hard. I wonder why I can't, order them both to attack with their weapon selected at once. Okay, so that's 2 guys and 1 Aptonoth. They took a little bit of damage, but nothing bad. Yeah, it's kind of strange how I can't order them both to attack at once. Maybe if I just set them both to hunt. Set everyone to hunt, level 1 priority, they'll just do it themselves. Alright, they can't have that a ranged weapon, never mind. Cannot hit. Oh yeah, because... right. So I can get them to attack if I've got all of them selected, even though it'll throw an error because the bow is out of range. Okay, Big V is down. Oh, I'm not really sure why. She seems fine. Oh well. Alright, well the Aptonoth's a chub change, let's move on. Okay, I've just spawned in some more weapons because I really want to take a look at these elemental attacks. So we've got the Twin Flames, Blooming Hammer, and the Princess Arrow. So they're going to be dealing all poison damage, I think. Yeah, okay. It's mostly fire and poison damage in the game, which is fair enough because that's already coded in. Okay, let's hunt those Aptonoths now and see what happens. Much better. Let's take a look and see what happened to them. Toxic buildup. I didn't really get to see anything from the Twin Flames. Why did I just try doing that on its own on this guy? I'm not seeing any elemental attacks. Oh, yep, we got Toxic Buildup Extreme. I'm not seeing any fire attacks though. Interesting. I thought that was coded in, but maybe it doesn't do anything quite yet. Oh well, let's take a look at the actual monsters. Larger monsters spawn in from events. Like this one, large monster appears. What have we got here? A Wrathion. Okay, so Wrathion deals poison damage. Here she is. The art in this is fabulous. So, I get the feeling that Wrath probably has poison resistance, but if she doesn't, let's attack her and see what happens. Oh. Big V is down already. Oh, just from already being attacked by the Aptonoths. She is slowly going down, but the toxic buildup is happening, so that might fail her before anything else. Yep, there we go. Wow, maybe Wrath should be immune to toxic buildup. Alright, let's try another one. It does seem like these weapons are quite extreme. Okay, so it's time that we check out some tier 3 weapons. I have not shut off the switch axe yet, so let's do the chrome machina. What else looks good? The cockatoo for some ice damage. Well, there doesn't seem to be... Oh, I guess we could try out the bow gun, even though they are quite... Let's try the Devil Joe one. Okay, they're all equipped now, so the bow gun user is probably going to be very slow. Let's do a quick test. No, it seems like they're okay. I thought the bow gun was supposed to be quite slow. Let's take a look. No, it's only -3. Okay, fair enough. Well, let's spawn in another large monster and see what happens. What have we got this time? It's... oh fuck, it's Joe. Oh, it's Devil Joe. Okay. Let's see how they fare against Devil Joe. Seems like it's a bit difficult to target him because of his big hitbox. Or big character, rather. Where's the good place? Up. His selection is over there. Okay. That happens when you get big sprites, so let's see how Devil Joe goes. Oh, that must have been the bow gun. So it just does explosive damage, fair enough. So this is a cluster, isn't it? Yes, that's cluster ammo, okay. I'll have to try the sticky one later as well. Maybe it's best then if they move to the side a little bit. Oh no! Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're doing that, maybe don't do it when you've got people around. How is this ice damage doing? It doesn't seem like anything is happening, so maybe the ice damage is not coded in yet either. I wasn't quite sure about that one. Oh, nope, that mine is getting hypothermia. But it doesn't seem to have that much of an effect on Joe here. Let me just check very quickly. Does Joe have heat resistance? No. I guess hypothermia just takes a very long time. Poor V. Shredded. Seems like this is gonna take a little while. Oh, Joe has already dealt with them. Now you can fire. Oh no. Well, Joe has just obliterated these guys. Although I'm going to blame the explosion for that. I was just about to switch the weapons out again, but then I remembered I didn't actually show off the switch axes switching. So let me do that very quickly. Okay, so when drafted up, you can transform the switch axe. Oh, I see, it has to be unpaused to do that. Okay, is there any change in the gear? Move speed -6. -0.6. Yeah, it does in fact have different stats. So that's how that works. And here are the stats for the axe version. Okay, so let's equip those new weapons. Oh, there's an error. Oh yes, right, the description has trailing white space. Yes, that's the error that came up for me earlier. That's fixable. But it error in the description. It's fine. And Kieran has a problem which again looks like it can be very easily fixed, but we'll see if anything wigs out if Kieran spawns. Okay, so now we've got the Basil Buster, the Basil Typhoon, and Huracan Hammer. And I did kill Joe with Dev Mode. So you get monster parts depending on the monster by butchering monsters. There could be small monsters like these Kelby, or they could be larger ones like Joe. And then that's how you craft the weapons. I don't think Kelby drop anything yet though, like even Anjanath drop Anjanath parts, but Anjanaths don't drop parts in Monster Hunter, they just drop meat, so you can't actually make anything with the Anjanath parts. I'm not really sure what they're gonna do with that. Oh yeah, the man in black had appeared, but let's forget about him. So I guess we can see if we can deal with an Elder Dragon maybe. I mean, considering what just happened, I feel like it's gonna be a mess, but let's do it. It's Lunastra. Okay, let's see what our weapons can do against her. Probably nothing. Actually, we'll probably just blow each other up because we do in fact have two very explosive weapons. So, V is lagging behind a lot because of the Gun Lance, which is very slow. So maybe keep Pake Soto out for a bit. I just wanted to try out the fire damage. It does burn damage. Maybe we should test that on something else instead of Lunastra. It's fine. Oh, the Gun Lance has a range, but it's a very small range. Sorry, that was kind of loud, wasn't it? You know, I like the Gun Lance. It's only a small radius, so it shouldn't affect anything. And it looks like the this one is kind of the same. I guess that other cluster one was just much worse. But this is actually quite useful. I'm sorry, that's kind of loud, isn't it? You're actually doing pretty decently. Oh wow, they obliterated Lunastra. Didn't even get any burn damage. I wonder if that's working properly or not. We only lost one person, wow! So let's just heal everyone very quickly. Yo, I really like these weapons. Let's try some more monster spawns, because there are quite a few of them in the game now. Ooh, we got now, it's Nurg. Not very exciting. I know that some of these have ranged attacks, like they shoot fire and stuff, so I really want to see, like, say, a Rathalos or something. I think Nurg actually has a large fireball. Ooh, maybe I should check if Nurg has burn protection. He doesn't. Okay, fair enough. Big B lagging behind. Now, these guys are not actively hostile. They only really attack things when they get hungry. And when that happens, well... Okay. actually doing quite substantial damage. Let's take a look here. Toxic buildup. Ah, that's what he does, okay. I thought he also shot a fireball, but I guess he doesn't. Wow, those scratches are severe. Well, at least in Monster Hunter you can dodge. Oh, you know, I haven't shown off any of the shield weapons yet, have I? I mean, I guess the Gun Lance has a shield, but you can't really see it right now. I really like these weapons. That Gun Lance is fantastic. Yes, you can kind of slightly see that it has a shield. But I think something like the sword and shield will be a bit more effective to show that off. Okay, so I've just boarded the Wrathian Sword and Shield just so you can see what the shields look like. Once again, you can't really see it. Ah, there we go. And the shield does have a chance of blocking some attacks as well. Okay, let's spawn some more monsters in. I really want to see Basil Geese or Rathalos, so let's just do a regular large animal. Let's see who we get. Oh, it's Kulu. Okay, well Kulu doesn't do anything special, so we'll just ignore him. Diablos. Again, Diablo doesn't really do anything special, so we'll just ignore him. Oh, let's try another Elder Dragon, because I just remembered some of them have weather effects. It's Lunastra again. Oh, that's not very exciting. Oh yes, you can see there's a heat wave. Actually, I think that's from Lunastra, come to think of it. Yep, so some of them do have weather conditions. Also kind of want to see Kirin, because that one was kind of bugged. Alright, now we've got Teostra. So, that's probably a double heat wave, isn't it? No, that's just one regular. Okay, they don't stack, that's great. Again, the art in it is fantastic. You can just admire all of the lovely monsters. Let's try another one. Turf War. Turf War. Oh, okay, we got Kush. Kush, I think is supposed to have a weather effect, but it's not coded in yet. So if there's a turf war happening, I guess that means Teostra and Kush will fight. Wow, they're going at it. That's great. But that's a coded in mechanic now. It looks like Teostra is winning. Despite having an artery blockage. Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't seem like they do anything special. Who will win? Oh! Oh, the Lunastra's getting it there. I guess they're ganging up. Are they ganging up? I assume they're both ganging up on Kush, but can't really tell at this point. In Monster Hunter, Teostra and Lunastra don't attack each other because they're basically like the same species. So I think Kush is gonna get it here. And there he goes. Tree Kush. And they're both pretty fine. Alright, that was awesome. Let's try it again. But yeah, but it doesn't seem like they have any special attacks. I was sure that they had fireballs in, but I guess that isn't actually coded in properly. Oh well, fair enough. Let's give it one more and see if we can get Kirin. No, I just Teostra again. How? I guess Kieran maybe isn't in the appearance list, or maybe it's just rare. You know what? Let's do 10 times. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, these turf wars. What? Lunastra, Kush, Teostra, Teostra. Kieran! Here's Kieran. Great. Now there's gonna be a giant turf war. Okay, so it looks like there's just 4 Elder Dragons. I don't know if it really counts as an Elder Dragon, but Corvée Taroth is coded in. I guess it just doesn't appear. But also, I guess Corvée Taroth is not an Elder Dragon. So let's take a look at Kieran, even though I guess all of the other ones are gonna fight each other. It's gonna be, ooh, this is gonna be this is gonna be nuts. I'm trying not to swear. Where did Kieran go? Oh, it's hiding. There it is. Ah! Great, Kieran summons a rainy thunderstorm. I was hoping to see something like that. Oh no, they're ganging up on Kieran. Wow, Kieran is just... It's over. What's happening everywhere else? Lunastra and Teostra again are ganging up on Kush. I guess they just coded in to do that, which I think is pretty funny. Oh. Oh. Oh no. This is... getting a bit silly. Now I've got a one-on-one. Kush is still losing. Those guys are not bothering with him. Oh, he's back up. Okay. Well, that's it for the older dragons. Let's try something else. Large monsters, we got Dodagama. Diablos again. Devil Joe again. Kulu again. Basil Geese. There he is. Let's see if we can do something with Basil Geese. Lavasioth. Oh, that's an interesting one. Baroth. Okay, well let's take a look at Basil and... oh, Turf War. He's fighting who? Joe and Lavasioth are fighting. That's interesting. I feel like Joe is definitely gonna win this one. So yeah, it seems like unfortunately the monsters really just do melee attacks and weather effects. Nothing too exciting. What's this now? Oh, Joe and Baroth are fighting. Not Joe, sorry, Basil Geese. Baroth is holding out quite well. As expected, Joe won that fight. Half health though. Another one! Now Joe's fighting the other Lavas. Oh, I guess I got back up. And Geese won. Okay, let's finish him off. Well, this one was already injured, so that's not very exciting, is it? I was hoping for some different monsters. Let's do another roll. We got Sitsi. I don't think Sitsi does anything special yet. Great Gyros. And Gyros. That's quite interesting. I think Gyros does, Gyros does paralysis damage. Let's try that out. Odegaron. So I didn't show off Odegaron just now. I guess you could only see, like, oh, there he is. Wrathion and Rathalos. I assume Wrathion and Rathalos are doubling up on Basil Geese? No, just Wrathion and Geese. I keep calling him Geese, but everyone knows the real nickname for Geese is B-52. Okay. Let's check out these attacks. And big view of lagging behind, of course. Oh. Oh dear. Okay, well I guess that's it for the mod showcase. We've already run up almost an hour. But of course, it'll be less in editing. Wow. I'm happy with this. It's added a lot more content. It still is missing quite a bit in regards to the monster attacks and the other attacks, but any Monster Hunter mod is going to need a lot of scripting. So it's pretty impressive what they've done already with mostly XMLs. And there is a lot of interesting stuff in the depths that looks for more to come. So I'm interested where this is going to go in the future. And I'm going to see if I could add some extra stuff as well that's not related to weapons. But I'll see how that goes. Thanks for coming by.